And that temperature is a big deal because these cars love cool temperatures. The tires love cool temperatures, and there's always, we've got one spinner.
Already a spinner. That's the 51 of Jeremy Clements.
Once you can here, splitter's good. Splitter's good.
It's been a rough Saturday.
Back up the track.
Man, you see a whole bunch of cars sideways on the top up there, and he was on the bottom, but looked like there was a whole bunch of sideways right there, and sometimes that is the case when you start these Xfinity races. The cars have been driving one way, and we practiced last night with the Xfinity cars later, and you'll drop the green flag, and they'll put all the cars in a group, and you're like, oh my gosh, what happened to my car?
Yep.
It's sideways, and that is a very common thing that happens, and you see the 9 car and the 51 car, and I don't remember who the other one was there, but they were sideways and just lost it.
And the further back that area just gets worse and worse and compounds.
Fourth stage win of the year for Christopher Bell. He swept in Atlanta. First mile-and-a-half race in 2019, and he leads every lap in our opening stanza today.
Spin here on the front stretch.
Going to be our third caution of the day. 66 of Timmy Hill, 52 of David
Get ready,
Starr.
everybody on the wall. Get 4 tires up here on the wall. We got to look at the left front. We need to look at the splitter. You just can't race back there with those guys.
Guy got loose underneath 52. That's where that donut came from.
Yeah, and it's like we talk, you know, on new tires and underneath a car, and the guys on the outside are realizing that there's more grip up there, and they start to hold the throttle down, and the guy on the inside, he has to make a choice like you were talking earlier, and you find out by being a little more aggressive every time, the next thing you know, it steps out on you and you wind up in that guy's door.
Wow.
And Keselowski goes around and into the wall.
Back damage, guys. Back into the wall. It's not good, but I don't know if it's fatal. Well, bring it to us. We'll take a look. Guy below me spun out.
Was running 11th at the time. It's our fourth caution of the day. It's his teammate there, Austin Cindric, Kaz Grala in that mix. So is the 11 of Justin Haley.
Yeah, it looks like the 11 kind of got there too soon and may have just touched the line, and you see that as he tries to come back up and unload the wheel, it unloads the car, and he just got loose.
And at 20 of Christopher Bell, back there because of the speeding penalty for him to dance through the problem.
Yeah, you just see Haley coming up there after he's trying to gather his car up, and that's just what we talked about at the beginning of the race. You know, that inside line is going to have to make some decisions on how hard to push it.
Cindric was 12th, now he's 18th.
Same problem Brad was dealing with. Get a guy underneath you, and he's a little too loose, and use the 22 to slow himself down.
Love the side-by-side on FS1. That means you don't miss anything, including what brought out our 5th caution of the day. It was Ray Black Jr. hard into the wall, turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, this impact is pretty impressive, but you can really thank NASCAR for all the safety equipment that they've used for Ray just to pop out of there. That one got shortened up quick.
Yeah, it's such a long ways to the wall in that particular corner.
In stage number 2 to Ryan Sieg, who sees the green and white checkered flag. Congratulations to him in that race team. So many good things happening for him in 2019.
I don't care how the rest of the race.
Oh, look out. Justin Allgaier, another one of the junior motorsports cars, around through the grass, and the caution is out for the 7th time today. Green car 08, that's Greg Alding. Could that be wind related at all, coming off of turn 4 where you pick up that tailwind?
I think that was just a situation where Justin Allgaier was underneath the lap car, got loose, and as he was getting loose, Cole got closer and he just continued to get looser. But the amazing part to me right there is not one car touched each other. They were really, really close to each other, but I don't think anybody touched anybody. That was all the air.
Despite sliding through the grass, it doesn't look like there was much damage on the 70.
Easy, just keep easy. Let him get out of your way. Keep coming. 1 above you. Real nice job. I did not see you slide.
After Christopher Bell for 2nd. Trouble. It's the 19 of Brandon Jones and the 00 of Cole Custer.
Hold up there.
8th caution of the day.
Hold up there. Coming under you. Coming under you. You okay? I'm all good. You okay, bud? Lost it under him. Yeah, it's a product of this deal. He was really tight on you.
In the corner. Yeah, and this is, like Austin talked earlier, this is a very interesting entrance into the corner. And sometimes when you turn the car off in there, the entry's so flat that you lose the back almost off as you turn off the wall, all the way down to the center of the corner. And when there's a car out there, you just wind up being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And when you're that outside underneath the guy, he's going with you most of the time.
Yeah, and when that outside guy, when you're the inside guy and that outside guy is coming back forward, as he's coming forward on the car, it pulls the back of the inside car coming into the corner, and it pulls the back of that car around with it as he went by.
Great look at it right there. And great execution from our production group, all the camera folks who are out in the elements today. Very windy and cold day in Texas. We appreciate all they bring each and every week. And as he comes off turn 4, he's going to get his 95th career win in the Xfinity Series. Kyle Busch does it at Texas.
Woo! Way to go, man. That's ballsy. Good event.
Third win of the year for Kyle
Really
Busch.
well in practice to utilize this draft. Had a fast car. Oh, Bowman's in the wall. Right side damage.
Wow, big damage. I can see that right front fender all caved in. Oh, the whole right side.
Whole right side.
Clear, caution
She's
down,
done.
out, debris on the 2. Probably, guys, just stay up
At least
there.
looks like
Lap 2.
He
I
killed
was
it.
going to say, it looked like he backed into the wall first. He got
Yeah.
loose in the middle, 1 and 2. The back steps out.
And race controls.
On the front stretch and down into turn 1 is the
Leader
4 of Todd
3 right now.
Gilliland.
What an idiot.
So
Wow.
that's probably the.
If we can see it off in
Oh,
the
he
distance.
just squeezed him into the wall there. It looked like. But it was the white truck. Is that Ross Chastain?
It is Chastain
Ross.
in the 45. And fortunate for Gilliland, there wasn't more damage than was actually done there. Yeah, I'm not sure that Chastain squeezed him at all, did he?
Didn't look like it. That was an aluminum crush panel that came out from
Up
under
to
the
15th.
What a great. Oh, we got a front hitter.
It's Harrison Burton. Trouble for both the young KBM drivers. First Gilliland and now Burton, and that is heavy damage. 45 of Chastain right behind Burton, but no contact.
No, that's just racing, and like we talked about in the opening of this show tonight, how difficult turns 1 and 2 is. We see it there again. Now, certainly,
17 outside, bumper behind. Clear.
certainly,
Stay low.
Chastain's truck being that close to Burton made him looser, and it probably was just enough to put that truck out of control.
Yeah, Ross had been working the outside of the race truck. I saw him get by the 88 of Matt Craft right behind him in third.
Moffitt gets it. Kyle does the crossover, and we've got more trouble, and that's Angela Ruck that's into the wall.
Gus Dean as well hits that inside wall. Looked like she was racing inside of Gus Dean's truck, got into Dean. Running well, made some progress early in
Just
the
got
race.
up behind in the steering a little bit.
Yeah, that was Dean, the one in front there, and Angela Ruck further back. But heavy contact for both. Yeah, let's start it.
Dean, I think, just had that right rear tire rubbing, Phil.
Yeah.
Well, it looked like Timmy Hill was not part of that. Indeed, Hill was coming to pit road already earlier. Looked up and just saw him on pit road at the same time that Dean was going through the grass.
What a great battle.
Who's it going to be?
Loose under you.
Coming to the checkers, green and white, and it's Infinger winning the stage. First stage win of the season for Grant Infinger.
Him. There's Ross Chastain.
Oh, it's Alfredo.
Alfredo hard in the outside wall.
So Anthony Alfredo, who had been side by side and had such a good, strong run going, quickly exiting.
Just gets sucked around, but I think Alfredo was loose on the way in maybe, and it gave Friesen a run around the outside, and when Friesen made the move to the high side, it just pulled the 54 on around.
The fire that we see there.
Honestly, we saw a fire during practice yesterday, and it was because of oil, a broken oil line that the headers ignited or something like that. Could be broken oil line or broken fuel line. You can see something trailing behind that.
Not sure if they maybe a tick of contact, but I don't know.
Doesn't even take the contact. Just the air is enough to do it, man.
I think Alfredo was in trouble, but when he entered the corner, the truck was just a little bit loose with Friesen up on the outside, and it just spun him the rest of the way around.
You know, Stewart made a huge arc into the corner because when they initially entered the corner, there was a gap in between those trucks. But Stewart, second that first stage, looks like he's probably going to end up third in this stage.
Kyle Busch through turn 4. Bringing it home, and for the 6th time this season, Kyle Busch is a stage winner.
The bottom a bit there, and Brett had learned that outside lane. Oh, trouble.
Corbin Forrester in the 7.
Oh, the call there for 4 tires. That's kind of weird looking.
Yeah.
Maybe racing with the 42 of Garrett Smithley.
Maybe trying to avoid something to look like he...
Oh, just probably slipped a little bit on entry. The back end got out, maybe overcorrected, possibly.
What it looked like, yeah.
Jesse Iwuji got around that, fortunate not to get collected in the Corbin Forrester spin.
Tires is looking better, isn't it, Michael?
Yes, I'm loving it.
Caution, turn 2 again. And it's Cody Robaugh. 9th time, and this is why. You'll see Robaugh in this green and black truck come right out of that circle that Phil so artistically put on the screen.
He was pointed right at us, was the 9 truck.
Closing in, Kyle Busch. For the 4th consecutive race this season, Kyle Busch is the winner, victorious at Texas.
Good job, driver. Way to be perfect there at the end. That's what it takes. Really good job, Hirschman. You guys are awesome.
It's trouble. You can see he lost it way back in the corner. Just in the, I don't know, might have been more damage to that right front than I first saw. He hit it pretty good. Oh, look at that.
You know, it's been a tough weekend for JD Motorsports. Garrett Smith.
I think he just loses it, Mike. I don't think anybody got into him or anything. A car just jumped out from under him off 2. That's been the action. A lot of action off turn 2 already early in this race.
Well, we'd seen his teammate Denny Hamlin also having some struggles here. I don't know how similar their setups are, but anytime you got Kyle Larson jumping to your outside, you know that you're going to have to pick up the throttle a little bit sooner to keep him from getting to the outside.
So what happened? Here's Eric Jones. Stage ends with Logano, Johnson, and Elliott. A slow car down the back straightaway. That is Ryan Preece. A flaming Texas fire pit.
Well, this is kind of odd. I mean, it just looked like the car wouldn't turn. That's different than just having a tight condition. And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a gust of wind or something that sent that car wide, but that almost looked like the right front was just not underneath him or was losing a little bit of air, and he raced right now.
I don't know, the 22, that's 2 for him because he got a tire and now he's got a hood problem.
So caution and the stage-ending flag for Denny Hamlin, who used a gas-only pit stop to lead on the restart, and Denny gets his first stage win.
Had some problems, got to fall back in the field. Now he's working his way back to the front.
Oh, Daniel Hemrick, right rear tire down. Well, no, we'll wait and double-check this with scoring. And there is the spin from the right rear.
Yeah, if I had to guess, that thing probably came apart on the front straightaway. That's what allowed Daniel Hemrick to do a pretty masterful job of keeping it out of the wall.
A double penalty day and a checkered flag for Denny Hamlin. Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota win the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500.